Thank you all for joining in today. Today is our episode number 53, if I'm not wrong. I lost the count actually. um, Episode number 53. This is free Intune training provided by How to Manage Devices community. And as I mention always, if you have any queries related to device management, SCCM, Intune, anything related to that, please reach out in our forum, right? We have a great forum that is called HTMD-forum.com, right? So how to manage devices forum, right? You can reach there by going to that particular URL, right? I will display that in the video also, right? In the bottom side. Okay. So this week we've been concentrating on the user experience part, right? So initially we have seen about customization of company portal, right? And making company portal website as um uh, what is that called? I forgot again. Or I forgot. Okay. So this is the company portal website, and we published all the applications over here, right? All the enterprise Azure enterprise applications, right, as well as Office applications over here. So user does not need to kind of struggle to get each application, right? So we have seen this, but there is some gocha over here, something like there are some catches over here, something like the these kind of applications are not kind of appearing over here, right? The applications which we deployed and which we can see in company portal application, that that is those applications are not available in company portal website. Okay. And uh, the other way around, all these enterprise applications are not available in the company portal application, right? That is only available in the website. So this is what we have seen yesterday and day before yesterday, right? Now today, yesterday we have also seen configuration, something like terms and conditions, right? If you want to deploy a terms and condition through Intune, this is the simplest method to deploy that. If I say the test, right, we already have this in the other. So this is the only way to deploy terms and conditions through Intune to the user, right? So this can be done only through the text message. So for example, yesterday I mentioned, if you want to change the language, then you need to identify the users and users of that particular language, or you need to identify and create a group, user group for that particular language users, and then deploy that to that particular group, right? That particular language to the specific group. Okay, so that is the only way to do it. But we have a better option now, um, with some other thing that is, I didn't mention that. What was that yesterday? Now I'm going to show you what does that exactly, right? So we have something in Azure Active Directory similar to this terms and conditions, so that is much better than Intune offering, right? So if you go to Azure Active Directory, I don't know how many of you have seen the conditional access, uh, the video which I shared previously, like when we started the training, right? So this conditional access, this terms of use is part of conditional access, right? So this is much more powerful than the Intune Intune terms of use or terms and conditions, right? So this is Intune terms and conditions, and this one is portal.azure.com, and this is conditional access blade, right? And this terms of use is much more powerful than Intune one. Okay, so let's see how this works and what does the what is the experience, admin experience of it, and we will see like screenshots of end user experience also, right? New terms. Now let's see what we can see over here. um, Terms of use. Okay, let's see. Terms of use, name of this, and display name. Always hover over here through this button to get more details. What does this mean, right? What do we need to put in here? So it is clearly documented over here. Display name will be the title of the terms of use pres- that presented to the end user, right? So this will be the title. Okay, so you need to be very careful about this, like this will be presented to the end users, right? So I am going to say the same thing, terms of use, HDMT terms of use for, I don't know, I will make it general, right? Now the interesting option here, right? So over here we can upload the PDF files, and PDF files, as you know, it can contain like pictures, branding, etc., etc. Over here, you have seen there is no branding option over here in Intune, right? So when you edit it, solely text is available. So probably most of the users doesn't like to read more text. I feel normally that is the way I feel it, right? That is why our blogs are like more screenshots and just step by step, so that people can grasp it easily, right? So that is why I think I'm saying like Azure AD terms, conditional access terms of use is much better than Intune one, right? And even Microsoft is kind of recommending that. I will show you that document. Okay. Okay. So over here, you can select the language, right? You can select the language if you want default language. This is only for the default language, right? Okay. And as you can see, upload a PDF file containing terms of use that end user must accept, right? Based on the end user preference, they will be shown appropriate language, or if not match, the default language will be shown, right? So that is an interesting option, right? So you are getting rid of that problem which we have here, right? We have to create over here. Assignment is a problem, right? If a German user wants a German text in terms and conditions, here in Intune we need to find a user group for German language users. Then you need to deploy it over here. That is kind of automatically handled, right? So that is the biggest advantage of this one, right? Now we can upload a PDF, right? So what I did is I have created a PDF over here, terms and conditions of forum, right? So I just created a dumb PDF, okay, and I'm going to upload this to here, right? So let's do that. Where is it? Okay, this is the PDF which I'm going to use it. Okay, so it is getting uploaded as normal. As you can see over here on the right hand side, it is stating like, oh, 121 KB got uploaded. I don't know what is that KIB. Okay, yeah, that's something different, right? KIB. Okay, kilobytes, I don't know. Okay, anyways, so the important point here is, right, you can add different language versions of PDF, right? So if you have to add German language PDF, you can do that. And the best part is the logo and everything will be available in the PDF, right? So it will be more user friendly, I would say. Terms will be more user friendly, right? So for example, in this case, I have only one English one, but if I want to upload another one, that is probably I would say German, right? If I can select German or something, right? Or Hindi, right? So probably I will select Hindi, right? um and if I say that, probably the users will get a Hindi version of terms and conditions, right? Okay, so that is the advantage of this one. So conditional access and terms of use is intelligent enough to understand the user's language, like Windows 10 language installed in the Windows 10 device, right? And as per that, it will automatically show up the local language. Okay, so that is pretty much kind of very helpful, right? I would say, right? It is kind of very much logical rather than we segregating users depending on the language they speak or use, right? And it would be a tedious task sometimes, right? uh, if you look at this way, in tune way of deploying terms and conditions. So this is another method which we can use. Okay, and require user. So these are the default settings, right? Require users to expand terms and conditions, right? So as you must have seen in many websites, when we go to accept the condition, terms and condition, it will ask you to scroll down, right? Scroll down to the bottom. We have a at least I have a thing like I don't read terms and conditions, right? I don't want to spend time on that. I just accept it, right? Nowadays, it is not possible for many sites. We need to scroll down, and once you reach the scroll down, like bottom of the terms and condition, then only you will get a screen to accept it, right? So that is the same thing over here, right? If you want to do that, you can do over here, require user to consent on every device, right? So this is also another useful thing. So these are all like, we as a Intune admin or as a device management admin, we should not decide all these things, right? So this should be a decision from a compliance team or a DPO team, right? When I say DPO, it's kind of a data protection team or data privacy team, right? So from them, we need to get a confirmation on this, right? What is the company policy exactly, right? Many a times I have seen, like, I don't understand what they are trying to say, right? A DPO team and all. So let's them decide on this rather than us making our mind and setting up some policies, right? Okay, so that is the real world scenario which I wanted to explain. Okay, and you can say like, no, okay, so user requires consent on every device. So if user has like many devices, then yeah, user need to do that. So consent on every devices will require users to register each device with Azure AD prior to getting access. Okay, so that is another catch over here, right? So I normally enable this also, right? Probably I don't know, but sometimes this is kind of a headache for user, right? Sometimes it is okay as per the company policies, right? Expire the consent. So that is another option, right? You can expire it. This terms and condition will be enforced immediately, and all users will be forced to reconsent on a schedule, right? So that is also interesting option, and sometimes terms and conditions might change, and you have to accept it again and again, right? So I have seen in some of the website this is happening again and again, right? So some of the websites, like, I don't remember exactly, but we use some tools like, what is that called? Let me find out, right? Snipboard, right? Snipboard, something like Snipboard, right? I don't know how many of you have seen this, like something like Snipboard. Terms and conditions, this is not copy paste, is not coming up. Okay, so if I can copy this, right, and over here, so this one, right? Once you copy paste something over here, right? So this is the copy paste tool, the best tool which I use, right, in our forums, right? how to manage devices forum, right? So you don't need to upload a picture, rather you can copy paste, copy this URL, and this will be available for you, right, in every browser or in every device without any issue, right? So you don't have to go through the hassle. So what I was trying to say is for this particular website, right, their terms and condition is kind of changing every day, right? I don't know what they are changing, but every day, like when I try to launch this, there will be a accept button over here, terms and conditions accepted, updated, or something like that. So my point was, yeah, you can, if you have something like that for your organization, then you can do that also. So this is very powerful, right? All these options are very powerful. I don't see all those options over here, right, in Intune terms and conditions, right? So we don't have those kind of rich options, right? So when Intune introduced this one, it was kind of a temporary workaround until um, the Azure AD terms of use is available, right? So this got released recently, I feel, right? Okay, so that was the other option. And conditional access, enforce the conditional access policy template. So this is also an interesting option, right? So you can enforce the conditional access, and if you want to see what is it exactly, in order to enforce terms of use, a conditional access policy is required, right? So you can create a conditional access policy, target specific users and application later for. So basically, if you want to for example, if you have a specific high risk or highly confidential application, you want users to use, um, and you will allow only you will allow the access to application only when user agrees to a specific policy. Okay, so only for that particular application, highly confidential application, or a highly confidential data application, data related application, right? So you can specify that. So I like this granularity, right? You can specifically provide terms of use for a specific application, right? So that is also interesting in Azure terms of use, right? So if you click on that and custom policy, I don't know why the screen is not enabled. Do we miss something over here, or let me try to delete all this and off this? Why the screen is not getting enabled? That is what I'm wondering. Okay, let me play around this. Okay, interesting. Right, let me select create a conditional access policy later. No, it doesn't make any difference. Ah, that's interesting. So probably terms and require. If you see something which I'm missing, can you please come and, oh, okay, language selection, default language. That should be fine. Default language. I don't know. If you see something which I'm missing, can you please comment? Okay. No, nothing there. Probably let me refresh and try again. Interesting. Let me try to do it again. HTMD policy terms of use. Hmm. Probably I'm missing something over here. Let me upload terms. Default language not enabled. No, something is wrong. Do we have any documentation somewhere here? I have something over here. Let me check. So basically, terms of condition. So this is the Intune part of it, right? So this is the Intune Intune terms and end user experience. So this will be the end user experience, as you can see over here. So once you apply the terms and conditions on a device or for a user, so this will be the experience. I don't know whether you are able to see it properly. Okay, so this would be the Intune experience. So as you can see, this is the Intune one. Okay, but if I go to the, give me a sec. If I go to this one, okay, this is Azure AD one. So this is released recently. Okay, 2018. So that is the old one, right? So again, then Intune was the older one. That Intune one really got released before 2018, I feel, right? So as you can see, as I mentioned, new option with conditional access, and what is required. This is another catch, right? You need a Azure AD Premium P1 license to have this conditional access based terms of use feature, right? So main advantage benefits is providing localized terms to end users. So this is what we kind of explained, and we said like English, French, right? So it says English, right? Let's select English and see what is happening over there. English. I don't know where I can see. And let me check. Okay. So that is the one. That is not good, right? Default language. I should have an option to default language, right? So it was showing default language. That is why I didn't select anything, right? Now it says, oh, let me select my mother tongue, right? Malayalam. No, where is English? Where is English? That was not expected. English. Okay. English. So when you select English, then only the create button is getting enabled. So I was assuming that the default language, it was showing a default language, right? And it doesn't show any star mark or any error mark over here, right? We are missing some configuration, so that is not very good admin experience, I would say. Now you can create a policy, right? So that helped, right? Now you can create a policy, and you can see like, oh, okay, so you can attach this terms to a conditional access policy, right? So that is how it works, right? So you can see there's no assignment or something like that over here, right? Okay, so that is how it works, right? Now let me go back to that documentation here. So yeah, localization, that is one another benefit which you have with this. And if you go down, adding branding, right? Other images to company terms. That is what I mentioned. With PDF, you are getting all those options, right? With the text, you didn't had that option, right? Intune had only text, not test. Okay. If I can go back. Okay, so that was one, and providing terms for non-enrolled scenarios. So, ma'am, in ma'am kind of scenario also, we can provide the terms for ma'am scenario also. So you should not be kind of enrolled or MDM managed. So Intune obviously only manages the MDM devices, right? So MAM is not covered. Mobile application management is not covered. For example, mobile devices are enrolled, iOS or Android devices are enrolled, not enrolled, they are using only MAM, right? Then the terms won't appear in this scenario. So but in a conditional access terms of use scenario, that will also cover, right? That's a good thing. And providing more granular compliance acceptance, that is also important, right? So we have seen the number of days and the reinforcement, and go to the bottom of the page, then only you can accept the terms, etc., etc., right? So this is the experience which we are going, like end users are going to get actually when you have a terms and conditions policy applied on the device, right? If I can make it large enough to show you, so this would be the experience, right? So you can click on this, and then this will get expanded, and you will need to go down, probably then you can accept it, right? Then only you would be able to use the application, right? Sorry, application or device. So this is the Intune experience. So you know the difference now, right? You can understand the difference. As personally, I won't be able to read this patiently, right? But I will see, I can properly read this, probably because this is more kind of a better user experience, right? With the pictures and all, right? And formatting is also there, right? But here we don't see much formatting also, right? Formatting we can work with the text, but yeah. So that was the overall experience of terms of use and terms and conditions in Intune and Azure Active Directory conditional access, right? So hope this was kind of helpful. I don't know, like, do you have any questions? Was this helpful? Any questions on this? Okay, if you don't have any questions, probably we will um resume tomorrow with with RBAC, role-based access model, or I don't know, RBAC. What is that? Rollback access control, right? We'll see what are the scope options. We have not seen that, right? And we will see how to create custom roles in Intune, right? Similar to SCCM. Okay, thank you all for joining in today, and have a great rest of the day ahead. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.